I have one of the greatest follow-ups of all time because we talked about this story many moons ago, and now the judge has weighed in. A judge in Michigan has ordered a mother and father to pay over $30,000 to their son for throwing out his porn collection. U.S. District Judge Paul Maloney's decision this week came after 8 months after David Working, who's 43 years old, won the lawsuit against his parents. He said they had no right to throw out his porn and his magazines, and it was worth well over $30,000. In the ruling, the judge followed a value set by an expert, and Working's parents were also ordered to pay $14,500 for their son's attorney's fees, so they got sanctioned too. Working lived at his parents' house for 10 months after a divorce.
All right, couple things. Yeah. First off, if you reanimated our founding fathers and brought them back to modern times and had them just watch the news for 20 minutes, they would never stop throwing up, number one. And then they would apologize for creating this mess in the first place. But number two, if you're the judge, nature or nurture. Like either the parents' demon seed created this porn-addicted 43-year-old ne'er-do-well, or it's nurture, which is they created the worst environment ever to create this 43-year-old ne'er-do-well. But either way, nature or nurture, you got to blame the parents. I mean, he wasn't adopted.
There's nothing about him being adopted. And I think what also really signed, sealed, and delivered this case for the kid was that the dad admitted to throwing out the porn and said, son, you can't live like this. I did you a favor. So he admitted it. He destroyed the property. And the judge said, you got to pay.
Wow.
And he was still living at home, right?
He had just moved to Muncie, Indiana, and was like, where's my porn?
After a divorce.
Yeah.
Jesus
I'm going to
Christ.
see what $30,000 worth of porn looks like before I make a judgment.
Fair.
Yeah, I don't know. And I'm not sure what the rules of eBay are, but in a world where everyone is collecting everything, the Hustler #3 edition with Christy Canyon, it's got to be worth something, right?
That was my guess. Maybe this is like, who knows, like a Tracy Lords bootleg or like, some old Penthouse #1 or something.
Yeah.
Usually not in mint condition, though, those porn magazines. Rarely.
Yeah.
Lightly used.
Yeah,
Well loved, we call it.
Not every page turns, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, because it's true. Like a lot of the time, the baseball cards are still in the wrapper because you don't really use them, But
right,
no one, purchases a Busty or Eubangus Uranus or one of the many.
You don't masturbate to Babe Ruth, I think is what you
That's right. That's basically.
It's been said many times.
Yes, that's been
The old
said.
adage.
So 30,000 is the number?
Yeah, a little over 30,000, and something tells me Christmas is ruined, so is Thanksgiving. But he moved to Muncie, Indiana. He has a brand new start with his $30,000 windfall.
And also, he took the 30,000 and spent it on something stupid, like one of those 3-wheel motorcycle scooter, like Polaris scooter things. That was, 26.5, and some neighbor had to come down and go, hey, man, where'd you get the cash for this bad boy? Well, I know it's a story older than time, but I sued my parents for throwing out my porn stash. Also, not that I want to side with the kid, but throwing out porn, I'm a conscientious objector to throwing out porn. I just don't feel like I wouldn't throw it out. I feel like there's a lot of starving kids in Africa who don't have porn, and you're just tossing it in the rubbish heap.
Yeah.
I don't feel good about that.
You're not doing favors either, because it's like, oh no, I'll have to Google. I mean, you can get porn quicker probably by Googling than reaching over and getting a magazine.
Yeah, I know. I think it's a tactile thing. It's like some guys still like driving a stick shift,
Hey, that works for both things, actually.
Yeah, I know. That's why I knew you'd appreciate it, Sly.
I did, very much so.
All right, what else we got, Cheetah?
Well, let's do another follow-up, but this follow-up is much older. He's been in prison for 53 years. A California
Big
parole board recommended that Robert F. Kennedy's killer should be granted parole after two of his sons said they supported his release. And we're talking, of course, about Sirhan Sirhan, shot and killed former Senator Kennedy in 1968. He's 77 now. He's been in prison for 53 years, says he doesn't remember a thing.
Would have been a good dead or alive.
That's right. He says he's learned to control his anger and was committed to living peacefully now. Do you know how many kids Robert Kennedy had, by the way?
No.
6.
9.
9
Six
kids.
of them. 6 of them not in favor of this guy getting out. 3 of them say it's okay. Now, just because they voted to free him, it doesn't guarantee his release. But yeah, 3 of the 9 kids say let him out.
Hold on a second. I'm going back to the porn judge.
Okay.
Good.
It's got to be tough on the porn judge because the porn judge hangs out with other judges, right? So they got to be in the break room at the courthouse with the other judges. And the other judge is like, what case you working on? Double murder. Well, it was he says it was an accident. It was a double murder. And I don't want to get mired in the details, but it's a pretty heavy case. And then they have to go to the other judge and they go, what are you working on? And they go, oh, it's a wrongful termination case where it was a religious-based company, and one of the employees was transgendered, so they fired him. It's setting precedent. It'll set precedent. What are you working on? This 43-year-old guy, his dad tossed his Hustler magazines, and he wants to be made whole.
Made whole kind of works too, Adam.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to do some mental gymnastics, but it sort of works on both levels.
Well, it depends
Not
how you
if she's a
spell
maid.
whole, right?
Yeah.
All right,
And,
sorry.
and made.
And made. Oh, that's right. Made whole. Yeah. This is a page turner.
Real thing.
Sorry, what was this story, Gina?
I don't know. Guy who killed Kennedy may be getting out of prison.
Oh, okay.
I have a new story for you. I would like that judge to get together with this judge, and then it would really be on. A 34-year-old woman who we have a picture of from Smoking Gun, kind of smoking hot, arrested for masturbating with a vibrator on a Georgia beach. Her name's Christina Revels Glick. She was spotted at a nearby restaurant afterwards. She said she's a Georgia resident and reportedly admitted masturbating at the beach with her vibrator, but didn't think it was a big deal because she said it only took her 20 seconds to orgasm. She didn't think anyone saw her. Later booked for indecent exposure and disorderly conduct.
All right,
I'd
well,
like
hold
that
on.
judge to get in on it.
Couple of thoughts. You want to get out the vibrator, the water-soluble lube, and do it in a sand pit. More power to you. That is a tight wire you have to walk, Sly. All that sand on the beach. You know what I mean?
Same thing.
Yeah, that's a
It might
real.
act like a nice loofah. It might take the top layer off, and you have a nice shine down there too. Could be good.
Also, who drops the dime on the chick with the vibrator at the beach? Like, who sees this and doesn't just stop and get their phone out and start filming it? What kind of uptight religious nut job is calling the cops on this chick? This is the greatest windfall ever. Even if you're a woman, you stop and watch and possibly film. You don't call the fuzz.
I wonder if she's got crabs. That works on both levels.
Oh, that's right. I never thought about it. Sand crabs.
Yeah, and the other ones.
Yeah. And then what happens? The poor beach cop has to pull up and go like, ma'am, we got a phone call. And we just have to, can we go ahead and check your satchel?
Yes, that's where they found the vibrator.
They have to like dump it out.
Yes.
And there's the paddle ball thing there. There's a Frisbee. There's some SPF 50. Then there's the vibrator at the bottom.
Then there's the double penetrating rabbit.
Right. That's right, Gina.
I mean, I don't know.
I like that she was like, I'm going to be super bored at the beach today. She prepared. Kind of respect that.
Can I say this? I've heard about these rabbits. Okay, first
Watch
things
it.
first. They look
Watch
like
it.
a rabbit, right? The vibrator looks like
Yes.
a rabbit. Aren't we getting kind of bordering on bestiality? You fucking
Bordering?
took a hair and shoved it up your coos? Like, I mean, I feel like sometimes people's kids have rabbits as pets. Would you want to go upstairs and, flick your bean with that thing for 20 minutes and then go downstairs and see the hoppity hop down in the kid's cage? I'm just saying, inanimate object, I mean, let it vibrate, but does it have to be shaped like a rabbit?
Yeah,
What
to
you're
make
saying-
such a sweet-looking animal sexual is wrong.
Yeah.
I think too.
Yeah.
What you're saying is it's a slippery slope, which also works on two levels.
That's
Nice.
right. That's right.
Thank
That's
Nice.
good. Yeah.
Ryan's the only one left who needs to do a double entendre today.
Yeah, it'd be like, oh, this butt plug, it's not just cone shaped, it's shaped like the head of a special needs child. Well, now it's weird.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Even though that would be a more effective butt plug, God knows. But you still don't do it. You resist the temptation, right, Sly?
Especially with that propeller hat they wear.
Oh, yeah, no, they can't be wearing the beanie. You're right.
No.
Glad you brought that
That's
up.
a good point.
You know what? And here's the beauty of guys. Like, you're like, oh, man, this chick sounds like a hot mess. I wouldn't go 10 with it. Oh, not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of hot, man. All right.
Well, some sad news. A man named Igor Vovkovinsky, who was crowned the tallest living man in the U.S. by Guinness, died at the age of 38. He was 7 feet 8.3 inches tall, according to Guinness, and died from heart disease. He moved from Ukraine to Rochester, Minnesota. In 1989, for medical treatment, I'm assuming Mayo, as his Facebook said, he was born with pituitary gigantism. He wore a size shoe 2410E and faced daily challenges of fitting into cars and finding clothes he could wear. He's not the tallest guy in the world, by the way. That guy is 8'11",
8'11".
and
Now, this guy died of a heart ailment because I heard he died after flying to Phoenix on Southwest. I heard he killed himself when he got to the Phoenix airport because he didn't
Yeah.
want to have to return on that 737.
let me make a correction. I think you're right.
Yes.
He hit his head on the bulkhead too. Yeah.
That's right. He killed himself by running in a ceiling fan. Just a
We
little
missed.
tall humor. Sorry.
Yeah. Again, he was. What did I say? He was
7'8" and a
7'8",
quarter.
basically. Yeah, 7'8" and a half. Some
Never
number.
see a tall old man. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
Do you?
Remember when
Never
I
see
said
a
that to Kareem
tall-
Abdul-Jabbar, Brian?
It went over well.
I literally
You said that?
I said that to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I was like, you ever worry about, being so tall and life expectancy? And he's like, no, what are you talking about? And I was like, I can't be the first person to bring this up. You don't see tall old men. He's like, you are the first person to bring this up. And I was like, I feel like an asshole. I feel like that should have come up before.
Yours
He
was
actually
more.
died. He died earlier today. I don't know if you
Oh,
guys
shit.
got that
Oh,
news.
Jesus Christ.
And
Adams was more whimsical. Like, hey, you ever notice I don't see a lot of old tall guys? He's like, no.
you basically said you're going to die soon to his
I
face.
did. That's what I told one
That
of the
was
greatest.
2006.
Yeah, he's still going strong. All right, sorry,
He will
Gino.
never forget you. He
No,
will
he
never
will
forget
not.
you. Until he's dead, which is soon.
Some number crunchers in England tried to figure out the most favorite beers in the world. This isn't just America. This is the planet. I have the top 5. Wondering if you guys would like to take a guess. The top 5 most favorite beers in the world.
How do they determine favorite?
Most consumed, probably
Most
purchased.
popular, I don't know. You think you got Budweiser, Miller Lite, Heineken, maybe
Mimi Rogers. She's
international.
a famous beer.
Who?
No, not a
Mimi
beard.
Rogers
Like,
is a famous beard.
not for like a woman like who's trying to show that a gay man
Married
is
to Tom
straight.
Cruise, Adam.
Oh,
Right.
Mimi Rogers, Tom Cruise, famous beard.
Beard.
No, we're talking beer, like the beverage.
Like-
Oh. Heineken?
Okay.
You know what? Budweiser is huge here, and it's owned by a European company, so I'm going to say Budweiser.
Budweiser, yeah,
Yes,
go ahead.
I'll throw a wrench in the whole thing and go Corona for some reason. All right, here we go.
Smart man. Budweiser number 10.
Oh,
Corona number 1.
Oh, no.
So the top 5 are Corona, Sapporo, Modelo, Kingfisher, and Asahi.
a lot of Japanese beers.
All right, first off, this is a bad sign because Corona is really neither fish nor fowl when it comes to beer. It's just a kind of beer for people that don't appreciate beer, like it's an in-between something beer. But maybe it's that thing, like where you go, all right, well, what's the most popular car in the world? Like a Toyota Camry. And you go, well, that's just a little shit box. And then someone goes, all right, but it's cheap and it's reliable, but Corona isn't cheap or reliable. People buy it to enjoy it. I've lost all fucking faith in humanity now because it is my least favorite beer because it's not really a beer. It's sort of just like it's like if someone said, "What's your favorite TV show of all time?" and you're like, "Alf." Really? Yeah. Best ever,
Also-
Sopranos, everything else. Yeah, Alf.
Alf also neither fish nor fowl.
Yes, it's like, you're right, but it's like, it's
Oh, it is.
okay. It's a TV show, but how could it be the number one?
I just
Yeah.
thought of a great Shark Tank idea, which is a Corona bottle that is also a vibrator. You can take it to the beach.
Smart.
That,
Good.
This is a man who started multiple franchises.
yes.
Always using my brains and my mind.
He goes, did you ask your mom? I go, no, I didn't. He goes, well, ask your mom. Maybe she knows. I go, okay, thank you. The bloom was off the rose 10 seconds after I was born. So I said to my mom the next time I saw her, I go, hey, Mom, how come no middle name? She goes, I don't know. Did you ask your dad? What are the chances I'd get 2 of you?